Have you ever thought about how old Jesus' disciples were? I mean, in art history, they're always old dudes with big beards. Even in the movies, Jesus' disciples are usually pictured as at least middle-aged, if not older.
It is not sustainable for me to do all the preaching, all the healing, and ministering. I've called you to Simon's home today, and thank you, Eden, for hosting, because our ministry will only grow, and we want it to grow, till the end of the age. There will be many more followers, and like those not here, all will have roles and responsibilities. Most will be disciples, students. But I have chosen you 12 as my apostles.
But you know what? They're all wrong. I think that there are some clues in the Bible text itself that the disciples were much younger. In fact, I think they were teenagers at the time that they began following Jesus. In Matthew chapter 10, we read the names of the 12 disciples. These are the names of the 12 apostles.
First Simon, who is called Peter, and his brother Andrew. James, son of Zebedee, and his brother John. Philip and Bartholomew. Thomas, and Matthew the tax collector. James, son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus. Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him.
Okay, but that doesn't really give us any clues about how old they were. I mean, the Lumo movie here seems to put them all in their 40s or 50s. So there's an unlikely passage in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 17 that sheds some light on this. After Jesus and his disciples arrived in Capernaum, the tax collectors of the 2 drachma temple tax came to Peter and asked, "Doesn't your teacher pay the temple tax?" "Yes, he does," he replied. Now, when Peter came into the house, Jesus was the first to speak. "What do you think, Simon?" he asked. "From whom do the kings of the earth collect duty and taxes? From their own children or from others?" "From others," Peter answered. "Then the children are exempt," Jesus said to him, "but so that we may not cause offense, go to the lake and throw out your line and take the first fish that you catch, open its mouth, and you will find a 4 drachma coin. Take it and give it to them for my tax and yours." Okay, so Jesus and Peter are going to pay the temple tax. But what about the other disciples? I mean, did they already pay theirs? Well, if we go back to the Old Testament, we can read this passage that explains who was responsible for paying. "Everyone who is numbered in the census from 20 years old and upwards shall give the Lord's offering. The rich shall not give more, and the poor shall not give less than half a shekel." A related text in Exodus 38:26 tells us that everyone who is 20 years of age or older paid their offering for the construction of the tabernacle. So here we have it. Jesus' disciples were all under the age of 20, except for Peter. As far as we know, Peter was also the only one who was married at the time of following Christ. We read in Luke chapter 4, verses 38 and 39, that Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law when she had a high fever. So When you realize that Jesus' disciples were teenagers, there are so many things in the Gospels that suddenly make sense. The disciples were very impetuous. Sometimes, like teenage boys, they act without thinking first. Like when they suggested that Jesus would call down fire from heaven to consume the towns that didn't welcome Jesus. They were reckless and spontaneous on many other occasions as well. The nicknames for James and John as the sons of thunder also suddenly makes sense when you think of them as teenage guys. I mean, for crying out loud, even their mom comes to Jesus like a real helicopter parent and asks Jesus to give her boys the best seats in heaven. What? But then there's the time when the disciples were arguing about who was the best. This also suddenly makes sense to us. But there's something else that really strikes me about this information. And that is, the teenagers are important to Jesus. Therefore, they should be important to us in our churches too. So now we know Jesus' 12 disciples were all teenage boys except for Peter, who was probably only in his early 20s. We can clearly see their zeal in following Christ. So guys, who are you going to follow? Jesus! Jesus!